Welcome to the podcast about investing in startups, where existing investors can learn how to get the best deal possible, and those that have never before invested in startups can learn the keys to success from the venture experts. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome to another release of Investor Stories. On this installment, the experts talk about their investment philosophy, how they evaluate early-stage startups, and how that may be unique from other venture investors. Here is the segment called Venture Investor Strategy. On today's special segment, we have Nathan Benaich of Playfair Capital. Nathan, can you talk about your thesis and also how you evaluate early-stage startups for investment, and if there are any aspects of your approach that are unique?
Sure. So our focus area is really on investing in new core technologies that can enable the development of products and services that can yield massive leaps in the way that we live, the way that we conduct our business, and the way that we enjoy our lives on this planet. And it's about creating significant value where there's white space in a market, or coming up with something completely new to create a new market, essentially. And the way we look at investments is very people focused, because we're seed focused, and therefore founders need to have that exceptional ability and commitment and tenacity to build a business. And no matter if an idea is one of the most unique we've seen, oftentimes it's execution that matters the most, and that's largely dictated by the pedigree of people behind the company and ensuring that they're there for the right reasons. So really we try and optimize for the presence of strengths versus the lack of weakness, and we put founders as the most important part of executing on a business.
On today's special segment, we have Ethan Kurzweil of Bessemer Venture Partners. Ethan, can you talk about your thesis and also how you evaluate startups for investment, and if there are any unique aspects to your approach?
Well, we have I think we've talked through this particular thesis, the developer one. We have a very roadmap-driven approach where this is not unique to the developer area that I focus on. Across Bessemer, we do roadmap an area and come out with our wish list, if you will, of what are the criteria that we look for that we think will make for a really big opportunity. So that tends to be a guiding principle for the firm in terms of how we parse opportunities. We tend to try to at least put on paper what we're looking for before we see it. Now, sometimes we'll meet an entrepreneur, they've got a different take on something, and we'll get convinced. But for the most part, it helps guide our work as to, okay, we're looking for a company that has these elements, and that's gonna make for a really interesting startup, we believe. And if we get it right, we end up and we find the companies that meet those elements, it can be quite interesting for us. My partner Jeremy had the idea for the user-generated content roadmap back in 2004 and 2005, and that led him to make investments in Yelp and LinkedIn, and ultimately Pinterest too. I mean, it was all this sort of user-generated activity, and ultimately an investment I made, Twitch, was born out of some of that thinking also. So that's the road mapping approach in action, where you get these themes and you look for companies that are best fit the thinking.
Is it sort of scenario planning on the future and looking at what user habits are going to look like? And
it can be a mix of that, making predictions about the way future software will be built, or the way people will engage with technology in the future, when people will be in VR, when people will be conversing via bots, when people will do different kinds of things. So there's some element of future consumer behavior, but then a lot of it has to do with how to best commercialize a technology and what are the business models that lead to the best businesses. And I think that particular insight was really helpful in the developer platform realm, where we could see that these were going to be these businesses were going to have very strong business models because of what we talked about earlier, the selling marketing like a consumer startup, but able to make money at a much higher rate than that, like an enterprise.
On today's special segment, we have Jonathon Triest and DeMarrais of Ludlow Ventures. Guys, can you talk about your thesis and also how you evaluate startups for investment, and if there's any unique aspects of your approach.
Yeah, so I think, when we talk about our thesis, we say that we're not a thesis-driven firm, we're a people-driven firm. And so the number one thing we really evaluate for is the founder or the founding team. And we break that down into kind of two categories. One is this the right team to build this product? Like, are they capable of executing on whatever they want to do? So, if they're building a highly technical product, do they have the skill set to do that? Or, are they kind of, somebody who is working in a manufacturing plant who wants to build kind of a structured data company just because they want to get on the kind of entrepreneurship train? That's pretty easy to evaluate for. The other thing that we really try to figure out is what our potential relationship is with the founder or founding team. And we focus very much on building true friendships with the people we invest in. And we do that for a variety of reasons. One of them is that we really love our jobs, and working with people that you like and get along with and can relate to makes it that much better. And then the second thing is when you build this relationship that's built on, a friendship and much less kind of an investor or investee relationship, it naturally breeds trust and collaboration and transparency and all these like kind of amazing byproducts that help you influence and work with the company in a positive way, kind of no matter what the circumstances are, good, bad, ugly. And, if we have a difference of opinion, the founders that we build these friendships with always know that we're coming from kind of a place with the best of intentions. And so, we can have an argument, we can have a disagreement, we can say our piece and then kind of go back to, a strong relationship like any kind of best friend or, married couple or anything like that. And so that's kind of the most important thing. And then everything else trickles down from there as far as, our passion for the ideas is something we want to work on the next 5 to 10 years, the market size, kind of, the unit economics, all that other stuff. But first and foremost, it's people.
Are there any unique ways that you guys source deals? I remember you mentioning the early identification of Instagram.
The seed was just a lot less busy at the time. So good deals got around a lot easier. There wasn't nearly as much noise. We're also big into content. So, we have Carpool, which is a lot of fun. We've partnered with Sandwich Video and have seen a lot of cool deals that way. We have this new web series also partnering with Sandwich Video called Computer Show, which I think can be a really great platform to promote portfolio companies. It's computer.show. There's a lot of episodes in the works right now. So, those lead to interesting deals. But also more importantly, I think they provide opportunities for our current portfolio companies to get some more exposure.
Yeah, I've seen Computer Show. It's hilarious. Are the folks on that show from Ludlow, or are you hiring actors for that?
No, the people they are interviewing are, the different guests. They have different founders.
Yeah, sure.
So the first 2 episodes, one of them was a portfolio company. They're called Lumi, based in Los Angeles, Lumi.com. And over the next coming episodes as well, we hope to get more of our founders on there too.
But you've got that standard host guy, right? The blonde-haired guy who's...
Yeah, he's in it to win it. That guy is hilarious. He's an improv comedian based out of LA.
Got it. That will wrap up this installment of Investor Stories. Head over to thefullratchet.net to leave a comment, sign up for the newsletter, or find resources discussed on any of the episodes. Until next time, remember to over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for listening.